So I did my own homework, you know, and during that time I had met this labor contractor who, I mean, he's one of the biggest in California. I think he's top 2 or top 3 biggest labor contractors in California as far as agriculture. I mean, he employs up to 30,000 people. So he's in a $6 million a week payroll, a week. He pays $6 million in checks a week. So my dad became a supervisor for him for 2 years.
Great.
So I got my dad a job with him.
Awesome.
And so he understood the business. And he's been around ag all his life, but now he was understanding the business, you know, what it needs, you know, how to hire good supervisors. And first and foremost, meeting the people, meeting the crew bosses that have the good, hardworking people, you know, because it's not like it's not like Errol Hart, his name is Errol Hart, the labor contractor. It's not like he has 35,000 contacts on his phone that he tells them, hey, come work. You know, he knows one guy that knows 20 guys, and then another guy, those 20 guys might know another 20 guys. It's like a tree. You know what I mean? It's like a tree when it comes to getting the right people to do the jobs.
Who you know matters.
Exactly. So, and I understood the business, what it takes, you know, to manage the business, you know, and I figured, you know, the good thing about that business is that if you pay $1 out, you're gonna get commission $1.30, 34 cents, $1.36, depending on what they're doing. Like if they're using a ladder, you get $1.40. 40% commission of $1 you pay out. If you're working, you know, grapes, table grapes or wine grapes, you're getting like 34% commission, which is 32 cents of $1 you pay out. So as long as you have, I told my dad, as long as you have a crew of 20 people, you're making money.
Yeah.
So so it was a good business. I was like, it's a good business. You know, he's a hard worker. He's gonna pay.
Yep.
And
right up his alley.
And we had capital.
Yep.
So most labor contractors, most in that level, you need to have capital. You need to have 2-3 weeks of payroll, just in case the farmer takes a while to pay you that commission, right? So you have to
capital means money to
exactly.
put in that
capital,
word.
You have capital there to make sure the checks don't bounce, you know.
Yep.
And one thing about that is that we didn't have to borrow money from no one, because I gave my dad enough for him to have some solid capital.
Because if you don't have capital, then the business succeeding could be your worst thing, the worst thing in the world.
You have to, you know, you can't stretch out too fast. You can't hire 100 guys and not have enough money to pay them.
Yeah.
So I gave my dad that gift, and he picked it up, and he picked it up. Now he hires almost 300 workers. You know, he hires almost 300 workers at the peak. Right now, slows down. But, you know, he went from making, you know, $60,000 to now probably his company is probably making, I mean, I don't even look at those numbers because it's their business, you know, it takes care of they bought
doing really well.
Man, they bought an $850,000 house, you know.
That's great.
So that's for them, and it's all for them.
What a turnaround story too for
them.
Oh
man, they went, awesome. You know, imagine buying the first house for 15 grand to now, you know, buying the house for 850 plus, he said, plus, he goes, Dad, you know, he goes, plus, Jose, I'm gonna get some solar panels, and you pay $25,000 in cash to put solar panels. Yeah, and awesome. So yeah, man, he's, you know, but he's a hard worker, man. If you see him, he's around somewhere, you know.
I want to meet him.
Yeah, man.
Shake his hand.
Yeah, he's just a regular guy, man. He works hard, and now, you know, he can come and visit me for 3-4 days without nobody telling him what to do. And I think that's the biggest thing, man. Is, you know, having that freedom to live your own life too, you know. Because sometimes I know you know, it's good to work all the time, man. But you know, the blessing is having that freedom to
that's what you're
take
working
that
for,
vacation,
right?
you know, to make sure you don't miss out on your kids, you know, soccer games or sports.
To be present.
To be present, man. So I think that was the biggest blessings that I was able to give my family too, because now my father started going to all my boxing fights, you know, and my mother too. So.
Seemed like you made a lot of good decisions. Did you, when you were coming up, or even now, do you see a lot of boxers making bad decisions?
Yeah, man, you see a lot of people making bad decisions. You see, and
you're just
they're not even athletes. I've seen, you know, I've seen fighters. Well, now they're getting around people that kind of teach them. So it's not as bad as it used to be. But I heard stories of, like Fernando Vargas, he made about $100 million in his career. And towards the end, he was left with nothing. And now his kids are professionals, and he's trying to, you know, bring us back. But I mean, Robert Garcia, my trainer, has told me a lot of stories, and there's no secret. You know, there's a lot of stories from NFL players to NBA players that, you know, that go from making, you know, having a $40-60 million career. Gains to not having nothing, you know. So just, you know, just gotta be very careful. Like you said it too, you know, you have to make sure you know, the IRS is there. Unfortunately, you know, they're not, you know, they're not your friends. They're there to, you know, to make sure you pay what you owe. And
That's right.
you know, and if you pay too much, you know, you need a refund. They take a while. I mean, it's, you know, having a proper CPA, a financial advisor too, and a good lawyer, and the good friends, all that, you put that team together, and you know, regardless if you're an athlete or not, you know, you put a good team together,
Yeah.
you're gonna be all right.
A bad circle is just as
A bunch of yes men, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
having a bunch of guys that say yes, do this, yes, do that. You know what I mean? A bunch of guys that say everything just to like kind of live your life. You know, your
'cause
glory.
they want to be you. Also,
Yeah, you know,
in
they,
experiences.
and even and there's friends that you might have. Like I have friends that they don't want to be me, but they just want to. They're not.
They wanna live
They're not
like
gonna. They want to live based on what I bring to the table. For example, like when I first went pro too, like I used to get like 15 guys from Avalon. We used to go to every high-end restaurant in Fresno, to the clubs
Together?
in Fresno together, and they used to stay at my house in Fresno. I had a 3-bedroom home, and they used to get all my clothes and my shoes, and I would never ask for that stuff back.
Right.
And they were proud, and they always, I mean, they were like, Jose, I'll drive, you know,
Yeah.
and they would, Jose, I'll defend you,
Love.
Jose, I'll get in front of the bullet for you, I'll take a bullet for you. You know, they were from good friends.
Yeah.
But there were a bunch of yes men at the end of the day too. They were like,
Yeah.
whatever you say, whatever you say, whatever
Yeah.
you say. They had nothing to offer as far as like, hey, Jose, you know what, like, I've been looking into this, you know, we should do this together. I can help you out, you know. Like they didn't like. Honestly, from all the friends I grew up from Avalon, like there wasn't one that brought to me like a
Value.
report of something they studied, something they found out for me
Uh-huh.
to even invest. You know, it's like,
Got you.
you know, for them, they were just happy to be around, and you know, that part right there is. And I'm still good with them, you know, and they're still my friends. But you know, that's when I knew like, okay, I need to hang out with some other people too.
Yeah. You got to expand your circle.